unmute yourself when you're ready to speak. But we are going to get started on time because we want to be sure we respect everybody's time, and we have a full call of blessings. Holy cow, that is so close, honey. Oh, I'm not used to being in Sean's office. So are we going? We're recording? All the things. All right, welcome everybody. It is August 29th, my goodness gracious. And welcome to the team call. We want to welcome everybody that is new here. A huge welcome, a huge round of applause. What a time here at Life Vantage that we have. The blessings and the vision and just the growth of what is happening. We welcome you, we welcome you, we welcome you. If we have not met, I want to meet you, and everybody here does, so reach out to us after this. But we're going to get started here right away. Collagen is blowing our minds. Activated liquid collagen and nerve 2 activation and all the things we are so blessed by. And we want to just share with you guys what is happening. And in the chat down below, if you're not sure how to do this, it'll say chat, click on that and just start communicating. Share the things that you've experienced. Communicate with the people that have been sharing if something spurs in your mind. And we're going to get started here with Mr. Bill Powell, who I was just sharing that just moved to Florida. And he's sitting right next to his lovely bride, Miss Leslie Powell. So congratulations, you guys, on a huge month that you are having on the business side, but also on the health side here and also getting moved into Florida. So many big things. Bill, share with us, please, what is happening for you and your body on activated liquid collagen, please.
Yeah, thanks so much, Michelle. Yeah, it's we've been pretty busy here, and the biggest thing that I've seen as far as the challenge or change that I've seen in my body since I started activated collagen, I had a torn rotator cuff.
No, it wasn't torn. But you had something going on.
Well,
it wasn't
whatever was going on there. That's what the physician told me. It was a small tear. But if I was lying in bed, if Leslie rolled over onto my left shoulder, I would almost jump out of the bed. It was excruciating pain. I couldn't raise my arm above my head. I could not reach behind my back. And it was extremely, extremely hard for me to even slip a shirt on or something like that with the condition that my arm was in. So the other day, we had brought a load down, which is like our 3rd trip from Virginia to Florida and back. But I came down and just happened to be talking to Sean and Michelle. I was unloading the truck, and I told them, I said, guys, y'all not going to believe this. I said, just weeks ago, I had no mobility, nothing going on. I couldn't raise my arm. Couldn't put it behind my back, as I said, which I can do now. I unloaded an entire truck today by myself. Okay. And I have had no pain, no irritation, nothing. I woke up one morning, I told Leslie, I said, that shoulder sure does feel a lot better now. And she made the comment, she said, you think it might be that collagen you're taking? I said, you know what? I hadn't thought about that, but I don't miss a day. I'm afraid, I mean, just my joints don't hurt anymore. And as I told Michelle and Sean and what Leslie, I was just hoping to get rid of some of my wrinkles, look a little prettier, look a little shinier, so I could stay a little bit younger for this young, good-looking wife of mine. So the collagen, it's the real deal. This has been some of the best stuff that I have ever tried. I had foot pain, ankle pain, knee pain. I mean, I do a lot of physical work, which thank goodness I'm getting away from some of that, but my body has just gotten stronger, and I've just been really, really excited about it. And I've told everyone what's going on with this. So thank you, LV. I mean, this is fantastic stuff.
Amen. Bill, you are pretty for that pretty girl right next to you.
Thank you.
So good. You look amazing. We can't wait to squeeze you here in Croatia so soon. Thank you for sharing that. We're going to hop right over to the others because we've got so many stories to share. But how big of a deal is that, you guys, in the chat? Did you hear what he just talked about regarding all of his joint pains and all the things and moving? That is life. That is quality of life. That is living. That is just abundance of just life right there. That's huge. Who needs that? Who needs that? Listen to your heart and soul and keep writing names down and be quick to the point. And after you get off the call tonight, you'll never guess what I heard and share the information. Thank you, Bill. All right, I'm going to pass it on over to the gorgeous Jen Redextra. Jen, are you there, my sister?
I am here.
Laura is just an unbelievable soul here in Sioux Falls. She's consistent. She shows up. I've known her for years, originally from the mortgage world, and she is just somebody that I respect and admire wholeheartedly in every single way. So Jen, thank you for being here, and I'm just going to let you take it from here.
Sounds awesome. Well, I don't need to say much. I'm actually going to follow up Bill's. Bill, that is absolutely amazing. So I'm going to turn it over to Darren Ketchum, and he has a similar story. So I'm not going to take any gusto away from him. I'm just going to let Darren speak. So over to you, Darren, and then we'll go over to my mom.
All right. Thanks a lot, Jen. Just want to make sure you guys can hear me. I don't do many of these sitting outside. Perfect. Well, I am 40 years old, spent about 20 years in the military. My day job is I'm kind of an office guy, travel a little bit. But about 17 years ago, I hurt my back and I ended up with 3 herniated discs, degenerative disc disease, and spinal stenosis. And so since then, I've been taking multiple prescription medications. I've done physical therapy. I've done tons and tons of chiropractor visits, electrotherapy, pretty much everything you can think of, and all of it to avoid having surgery. And so in June, I went with my wife, Sally, and Jen and Aaron to Salt Lake for the big Collagen kickoff. And was sitting with Sally and they're talking about the packs and like, wow, should I try this? She said, yeah, go for it. And so I bought one of the packs at the conference, and she did, and I gave mine to her so she could keep going strong, not knowing when it would show up. But I started taking it about 65 days ago. And the crux of my story is before I started taking collagen, my back pain was pretty severe. But I noticed a big difference in July. In July, I went fishing I fished for 3 days. I spent a day on each side of that in the car riding nonstop for 8 hours. I went golfing 3 days in a row. I mowed the yard every week. We took our 8-year-old son and one of his friends and another family to Great Wolf Lodge in Wisconsin. And we did the tornado water slide pretty much nonstop, as you can imagine, with an 8-year-old. And so out of all those things, in last summer, I would have been laid up for a week after every one of those events. The only difference this year is I've been on the liquid collagen, and that was only after about 30 days when we were doing all this stuff in July. And so since then, I've continued to take it. I don't take my cyclobenzaprine muscle relaxer anymore. I've dialed back my Celebrex, prescription. Been able to go to the gym 3 to 4 days a week, and I enjoy it. I'm looking forward to this fall and winter. I've got an active hunting season. I'll probably hunt 30 to 40 days this fall and winter through the fields of South Dakota and be out on the ice. And it's just been phenomenal and very excited about it. I'm just a user of it. My wife Sally's the distributor, and I do everything I can to support her. But this is more than just support of a spouse doing this. This is something that's really made a difference. So I'm really thankful to Sally and Jen and the entire Life Manage team for turning me on to this.
Now, isn't that one of the best stories? One, about support. Don't we all want that? And two, just the ability to know and just trust somebody else to say, I'm going to take this, I'm going to do this, and then expecting nothing. And wow, that was absolutely amazing. So thank you, Darren, for one, taking your time away from your family, and for also being here to share that with us and to support Sally. So now I'm going to actually bring in my mom, and she's going to share a little bit of a story. Her name is Jean Reed. She comes from a long line of healthcare and sales and marketing and all of that good kind of stuff background. She has been taking the product for probably about 2.5 years, and then recently the collagen. And just want to ask her to share a little bit about why it was okay for her to take the products initially, not even collagen, but the products. And also then just a short synopsis of why she's excited about the collagen. Some of you may have heard this, but it just keeps getting better every time she tells it. So I'm going to turn it over to my mom, Jean, for a couple minutes.
Thanks, Jen. When I started taking the product initially, when Jen was selling it, I'm married now to a 72-year-old former pharmaceutical salesman, and with that goes a lot of skepticism about anything that you put in your body. So what he said to me is, you really need to check this out. And so I took it to our physician's PharmD, and I gave him the pack, so to speak, and I asked him, showed him what was in it, and I said, is this good stuff? Is this stuff we should be taking? Are they things that we need? And so, he looked at at that point, the omegas that are there, the Protandim, and as he went through it, and he did some research while I was in my appointment with my physician. And then he came in and talked to me and my physician, and he said, this is all quality, and this is all things that you should be taking. He said, you have a family history of heart condition. He said, your husband is a diabetic. He said, these are all products that would be good for you. And he said, and you do these and you can stop taking those other over-the-counter vitamins. So he said, yep, I would recommend that you do this. So when I went home, my skeptical husband then said, oh yeah, I guess I can try this too. And so at that point, he started to go on the pack as well, because at that point, only myself was doing it. And so we now get 2 boxes every month instead of 1. My story with the collagen is that I was going out one Saturday to do some errands, and I went into a store to buy a gift for someone, and the owner of the store that knows both Jen and I, she walked up to me and she said, I talked to you about this stuff that Jen's got on Facebook. And she said, oh, by the way, she said, have you done something to your face? And that's usually not taken extremely well. And I'm like, my face? And then I started to talk to her about the collagen. And she, as I did that, we went from collagen to some of the other products. And as the time went on, I never did get to my errands, because then another gal that we know came in, and I spent the majority of my morning talking about LifeVantage products, collagen, and I walked out of there and I thought, if I'm going to spend all my time talking about this, I might as well sell it, because I do believe in the products. I know it's made a difference in my life, and I've seen the difference that it makes in Jen's life. So I'm glad to be here, and thanks.
So Jean, and sorry, Jen, if you're gonna say something real quick, but can you just share really quick about the $800 deal?
There's a friend of mine, actually. He owns a store in Sioux Falls that has they sell face creams and they do facials, and I actually buy face creams from him. And earlier today, I shared that when I went in to see him, he looked at me and he said, what'd you do to your face? Your brown spots, they're gone. What happened to your brown spots? And he said, are those my products? And I said, no, I've been taking collagen. He said, pills? No, not pills. I said, I'm drinking liquid collagen. Where do you get that? So I said, well, and I told him that I sold it. And he said, I need that. I want that. I need it for my mom. So I proceeded to explain to him how he could get that. And the creams that he sells in his store, he does have some lower price, but most of his creams are right around $800 to $850 a jar. Now it's a jar that'll last you 6 to 8 months, but they're spendy. And so he has now ordered a 30-day supply for himself and for his mom. He's talked about trying to put it in the store to sell it retail, has decided, maybe that's not the way to go. I can't incentivize my salespeople enough, but he's looking at other ways in terms of how do I get my customers connected with that? Because I believe that that's what my customers need, is what he told me. And so it's exciting to see someone that has, if you will, his eye for skincare and doing the right thing for skin, to get that excited about the product and to be able to notice it that quickly. I mean, he recognized it the minute I walked into his store.
Thank you. Isn't that exciting, you guys? Isn't that exciting? Oh, I have a friend in Wyoming who has a clinic, a skin clinic there. And just even with our Nerf 2 skincare line, she said ours is way better than what some people spend over $1,000 a month on. So,
Yep.
and that was before collagen. So thank you, Jean. Jen, anything else, my love?
The only thing I was just going to say is oftentimes my mom will send me a text and she'll say, I just got off a Zoom. Can you help me send a cart? Because somebody said, hey, you look so good. You look younger. What'd you do? I mean, it's a common theme. And so don't be afraid to just say, oh gosh, this is what I have. Do you want to take a look? And just don't forget to do that second part, is ask if they want to take a look.
Amen. Thank you. Was that not amazing, you guys? So good, so good, so good. All right, Amy Dippold, I'm going to pass it over to you. Premier Pro 6, Amy Dippold. Also, let's all throw out congratulations. Amy and team has had the biggest month ever in their business this month. So let's throw the congratulations out to that team. And Amy, I'm going to pass it over to you, girl.
Oh, thank you, Michelle. Oh my goodness, I love these. Everybody's got something so unique. And I always preach this when we talk about activation, that your DNA is different, right, than your neighbor. And when you activate it and you turn on what's in your body, you're going to see and experience things that are a little bit different. The awesome thing with this collagen is there's just so many sweet stories coming out so fast. This morning, I'll tell you quick about my hair. I mean, I got lots of myself, but just one of those random things where I'm like, I don't really care about the looks of the things. But today I'm brushing my hair and I'm like, Grant, like my hair kind of is past the threshold of where it's usually been. Like I've all my life had a threshold right here. It never goes past. And it's like this far past. And he's like, I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, so it's not just in my head. Like, this isn't like just a story I've been saying all my life. My hair actually went past the threshold that I've always had. And I did not think that was possible. So that's kind of fun.
Amazing.
So I want to introduce one of my amazing teamies. I'm so thankful that this business brought us together because she's just become such a great friend as well. Jerry Lynn Webb, she is just a plethora of information and a natural born leader. And she has a really great health story just in general with our products. And I love listening to her talk about them, but then implementing collagen is just kind of next level. So I want to hand it over to her to share her story.
Thank you, Amy. Yeah, so really quick, the products were, oh my gosh, a game changer for me. But full disclosure, I'm sitting at Activate in June and they announced liquid collagen and everybody goes crazy. And I'm like, okay, right? Because I don't really know much about it and I've never worn makeup and I've never worried about my skin. So to me, okay, but I thought I have to use it. I want to try it so I can talk about it and I can help others with it. So I started to take it and 7 days later, probably about 3/4 of my chicken neck is gone. And for me, this is like a huge sore spot because it's just, you see that right away and it was horrible. So I was like, okay, it's only been 7 days. I'm in. So every day taking my stuff, drinking my collagen, loving it, tastes great, right? Day 21, I take pictures, then I'm taking all the pictures. I'm taking my hair, my back, my side, my legs, my hands, my arms, my butt. And holy cow, 21 days. And the difference was amazing. And I was like, okay, this is me for life. Like I will be on this for life. One of the reasons, like I said the other day when we had a meeting and I was talking about, I've also lost 100 pounds, 150 pounds actually. So my skin is, it's elasticy and it's pocky and it's all the things, right? But it's not anymore. And I'm beside myself. So I'm actually heading to Mexico this weekend, and I'm going to be excited to be in a bathing suit for the first time in a long time. Yeah, so I will be taking this forever. My skin has been dry my entire life, and I used to lotion 3-4 times a day, and now I lotion maybe once a week. I just don't need to do it as much, and it just really shows. So, I'm so excited for this collagen, and everybody should be doing it. One of the things I did notice, like Amy was saying, is everybody experiences it different, and I love hearing all the different things that it's doing for people. Well, and that's my story.
Incredible. Anything else, Amy?
No, but I could listen to Jerry Lynn all the time because she's just so good. She's so good. Thanks, Jerry Lynn, for sharing. Love you.
So good, so good. And I just want to congratulate Iowa. We were there this past week, and Jerry Lynn was there, and we got to talk a lot. And as we got to with so many people from Iowa, and the stories 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 and the belief building was unbelievable. And Jerry Lynn was open and did share all the things and did share her picture. So the picture that's going around, you guys, about what she said, the booty picture, that is very sweet and that's very vulnerable. But I just want to say it's real life, right? That is real life. And she's going to be putting on a swimsuit, and true confidence, #true confidence. When you feel better, you just perform better in life, and the joy factor just goes up. So I love it. Janet, it looks like Janet is sending you flowers. I saw Janet throwing them up. So thank you, Jerry Lynn, for sharing. I'm going to pass it over to the Loggies, our dear friends, Shauna and Troy. Loggie here from Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Premier Pro 5's just rocking and rolling, and just got an incredible business of just the most incredible soul. So passing it over to you guys, please.
Hi, everybody. So first of all, I have to say that when Michelle reached out and asked if I would share a story that I shared with her about collagen, I was like, yeah, I definitely want to. But little did she know that Troy and I have had story after story after story. And I was like, how am I going to bring this in? So I'm just going to start and share a few things with you, and Troy will share a few things. But I'll start with what Michelle had reached out and asked me to share with you. Was the other day I went to get my hair done, and as I was getting ready to leave, I said to the hairdresser, I said, okay, so I said, this is a new thing for me. I'm like, my bangs have been getting long before my next appointment is ready for you. And I've never had this happen to me before, so I had never experienced it. So I said, the last time I just kind of sniffed at it, but I said, how do you charge for that if I just want to come in and have my bangs? And she said, oh no, just come in and we'll touch it up. And she said, yeah, your hair really has been growing faster. And I said, I know. And I said, I think it looks shinier too. And she said, it definitely looks shinier. And she said, Shauna, your scalp is so white. And I looked at her, I'm like, what does that mean? Like, I had never heard of this. Like, so what does that mean that my scalp is so white? And she said, that is what a perfectly healthy scalp should look like. And I said, oh my gosh, so like, are most people's scalps white? Because this was totally new to me, you guys. I'd never even thought about the color on my scalp. And she said, actually, no. She said, it's very rare that I have somebody with a pure white scalp. She said, most people's are slightly pink, and they usually have like maybe a pimple or just a little scab or something in there when she's working on their hair. She said, or sometimes she'll get people that just have kind of a light yellow all over, which is just kind of a clear coating of sebum. But she said, I rarely ever see a white scalp. So that was a huge deal to me, you guys, because I know that if those changes are happening, my scalp is super white. That was something I didn't even think about. I wasn't even looking at what else is going on, in that area. And then a couple other things I wanted to share with you is I had a very stressful week the last couple of weeks, and I won't get into that, but just a lot of kind of sleepless nights and a lot of crying. I lost my mother, and so that being said, I had some really interesting things happen to me because, at that point, you're not really thinking about your physical appearance. And I just had different times when I was getting ready to go to different events during the week, and I looked in the mirror and I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that I look as good as I do. And that might sound kind of strange, but it caught me off because I figured with the sleepless nights and the crying and the stress and everything that I would just look so scrubby. And so I noticed that and I thought, oh my gosh, I'm just still glowing through all of this. And so I wanted to share that with you because that really caught me off guard. And I could go on with some other things because Troy and I are just discovering things day after day, but I'll let him chime in now with some of his.
Hey, excuse me. So I've got several things and I'll try to knock them out real quick. But I agree, the collagen, when it came out, I'm like, yeah, whatever. Okay. I don't even know what it is or how it works, or that's for women, was my first comments. But wow, has my mind changed? I'll be 57 in 10 days, and I've actually never felt better ever since I've been 30 some, I think 35. But I noticed something huge. I do not stretch. I hate stretching, and I'm still very active. And Chad, don't get mad at me. I just don't like to stretch. But we're out at our softball tournament. I was playing a 50 and over softball league, and I get there early, so I sit down to try to stretch. And next thing I know, I am touching my toes. Straight leg, leaning over, touching my toes.
He's never been able to do this, ever. I've known him since he was 16 years old, you guys.
The only difference is the collagen for sure. So the flexibility and the stretching and recovery, we just walked 5 hours. We did a 17-mile walk around Lake Ponce. I just did 19 miles on the bike trail today. Really no recovery. I'm not even recovering per se. And I've noticed that big since starting on the collagen. Wake up in the morning with no stiffness, no joint pain, and the surprising thing is very alert. Right when I get up, it's there. And the last one, Bill Powell, if you want to just go on mute, I'm going to talk about how thick my hair's gotten. Sorry, Bill, just messing with you.
Yeah.
But incredibly,
Yeah.
like, it's crazy how much thicker it's got because it was thinning, and we just noticed it this weekend, like, wow. So sorry, Bill. So that's my story. I mean, it's just been incredible. I can't say enough about it. And I'm talking to even as guys, I'm talking to all my guy friends and trying to explain collagen. They're looking at me weird to start with, but it's starting to take hold.
Which I think is so exciting, especially men when they're just sharing and sharing. And I did hear about that as far as flexibility goes and all that. And Shauna, I feel like your hair looks thicker too. Like you're talking about your bangs. I feel like your bangs, like I don't know. I just, when I see you, I'm like, I feel like I got you on Facebook Live as well. And so I just feel like it looks a lot thicker. What else was I going to say to that? Oh, and then their father, Dick, has had such incredible results, and it's just so cool as another man to have such insane results, and he just be so full of joy and life. And if you guys are in the Glow group, you'll see Dick in there talking about things and commenting. He's just very active and is just so excited. And I know you guys want to introduce Carrie here, but I know if you see in the comments here, Troy and Shauna and Stephanie and Chad. Stephanie and Chad are Shauna and Troy's brother and sister, and everybody, the whole family here is just sending love, you guys, over and over again. So thank you for sharing. I'm going to throw it back to you guys to share anything more or introduce Carrie.
Carrie, she's on our team, and she's had some really incredible stories with her boys too. So we'll let her share what she wants to share with us. You're on mute, Carrie.
Sorry, guys, I should be better prepared. But so I guess for me, the biggest thing is I'm not new to collagen. I've been using collagen for about 7 years. I'm very serious about researching the quality of products that I'm using. And until I started using the liquid collagen, so collagen, we all know, is good for your hair and your skin and your joints, but I never had nice hair. I never had nice nails. They were brittle, they would break. They never grew. So those are kind of the few things that I noticed once I started taking this. But so 4 weeks ago, I had a hysterectomy and pelvic organ prolapse repair work done. And of course, you're sitting around with no makeup on just relaxing, but I couldn't stop staring at my skin every time I would go into the bathroom. I was just like, wow, I've gone through this big surgery and I can't even stop looking at how nice my skin looks. But even that, I don't know how to compare the type of surgery that I went through, because obviously you only do it once, right? But I just hear a lot of people talk about how tired they were and how hard it was. And I didn't have any of that. I was very full of energy, even though I had to contain myself and sit low and relax as much as possible. But I was just at my son's cross country meet on Friday, and I went to the bathroom and I knew he was going to be coming into the finish line. So I started running back. I was running from the bathroom back to try to catch him. And I was midway through and I'm like, oh, wait, stop. You're not supposed to be running or doing any of that stuff. But it's just like, you have that energy and you can't hold back. And so it's kind of, I've been having a hard time with my recovery and just letting myself sit still. So that's it. That's what I've experienced.
Huge deal. Shauna and Troy, is there anything that you want to share there? I want to interrupt. I can't see on the screen.
No, thank you, Carrie, thank you so much for sharing in your journey. And, you know, I kind of am thinking about what Carrie and I both shared at, you know, stress comes in different ways in our life. And hers was through a surgery and mine was through a death in my family. And the fact that we both are experiencing that and able to look at ourselves in the mirror and see something that we wouldn't have otherwise seen, that feels good. So that's a big deal. Thank you so much for sharing that, Carrie.
It's a big deal. It's a big deal, Carrie. Thank you so much. And you guys should be following Carrie on Instagram and Facebook, because I'm telling you, her stories and all the things, she's cracking me up. She's so smart about it. She's authentic. She's real. She's putting the information out there. The conviction. I am just loving all of it, Carrie. So thank you for doing that. Thank you for sharing and blessing us. And it reminded me, and we have one more share, you guys, right after this, that's just going to blow your guys' mind. But one of my dear friends, as you were talking, Carrie, about surgery here, this is not by chance. One of my girlfriends messaged me, and she's already had huge results with her skin and in regards to fine lines and wrinkles and acne and all of that. And so she messaged me this past week and she said, okay, so this is confidential, so don't name me, but I just had lipo of my back and love handles and a fat transfer BBL 2 weeks ago. My surgeon at the follow-up said he has never seen anyone's bruising go away so fast. I swear it's related. So then I commented to her and I shared with her about John Brooks from last week and his rotator cuff surgery as well. And then she said, my doctor said I was healing as fast as an 18-year-old. I am 42. That was at my 9-day follow-up. Bruising was almost gone. And he said, it's usually a month. ... I'm a raving fan, exclamation point. Then I commented back to her. She's still not on Protandim Nerf 2. Then she said, send me details about Protandim when you have a chance. So now that'll be headed there. So just know these stories are not by chance. And this is impacting, as we know, you guys, so much internally and externally. And we know that we are feeling the benefits, like Shauna had said, you know, the stress that she has been through, and to be able to go and to feel and to look a certain way during the hardest times of life just helps so much. And Carrie, to go through, you know, similar things, especially, you know, going under anesthesia and meds and all those different things, and maybe being a little dehydrated. Wow, just the power of that. So we're going to bring it home with Jolyn and Miss Catherine. And all right, Jolyn, I'm going to pass it over to you, and then we're going to close it out. Thank you, Shauna.
Okay.
And Carrie.
Hi, guys. So I'm just introducing the beautiful Catherine. This woman, like, she's into skincare. She knows collagen. She understands this world. And I'm over here like, ooh, I'm going to admit I haven't washed my face again in 3 days. It's fine, whatever. But what I think is blowing her away is something completely unexpected that she just wasn't planning on happening with collagen. She took it for one purpose and is experiencing a ton of other things that are absolutely literally changing her life and the way she lives her life. So I'm going to hand it over to you, Catherine. You share your story.
All right. Thank you so much for having me. I'm honored to share my story. I just feel like the little new girl that is just being engulfed by all this love. So I can't thank you all enough. So my story started about, probably February of 2021. I was 2 months postpartum with my little guy, and I had put out a post and about postpartum anxiety, and Jill was so sweet. She reached out to me. She was like, you have to try NRF2. And I gave it a little try, but I didn't really give it the good college try. And then sadly, in August of last year, my best friend of 32 years died unexpectedly. She was 36 at the time. She passed away from myocarditis while she was nursing her baby. And nobody should ever pass away while they're nursing their baby. And so this last weekend was the anniversary of that. So if I get a little choked up, I apologize. But so it became my mission to get my inner self healthy. I've, like Jill said, I've always been into skincare. I've always been into hair. I've always been into makeup, all those things that make you feel confident externally. But I was like, I need to feel confident on what's going on internally inside my body so that I can be here for her babies and my babies and all the people that mattered to me. I want to be here as long as possible. So I started on the NRF2 religiously then. And then I've started researching collagen because I heard I was having some skin flare-ups. I've always suffered of eczema, psoriasis. And then I was also researching collagen and realized that it could help a lot with gut health. But I knew that the powder form, your body just doesn't absorb it correctly, and it really doesn't do what it can do if it's in liquid form. So I started researching them, and then all of a sudden Jill was like, hey, look what's coming out. We've got a liquid form and it's activated and all the amazing things. So I was like, yep, this is what I've been waiting for. And I jumped right in. And the moment I got it, I started taking it religiously every morning with my NRF2. And within 7 days, I forgot to mention, I also have IBS as well, which was the second little one. I have 4. And within 7 days, I no longer had my sour gut issues, which if anybody has IBS, you know that you have to schedule for flare-ups. So you have to just almost anticipate them. So our date nights, I had to anticipate if I was going to have one or not. Whereas now I don't have to anticipate it anymore. I don't have to have my rescue meds. I don't have to have any of those things along with me. So it's completely changed date night for us, which is such a beauty in itself. But within day 15, my eczema was gone. My psoriasis on my scalp, gone. My day 30, all my baby hairs that were falling out from post nursing, look at those. They're all starting to come back. I mean, it's just completely changing the game for me. But I think the biggest thing for me is that, and I didn't realize this until last week when we had the event here in Iowa, and somebody else mentioned it. They got their joy back. I felt like I was under this cloud of grief from losing my right-hand person for 32 years. I was under this complete cloud. And all of a sudden, I feel like I have this vibrancy back within my life. And that alone, on top of the IBS relief, on top of the skin relief, on top of getting shiny hair again. And I have curly, coarse hair. I straighten it and then curl it. But naturally, I have curly, coarse hair, and it's shiny and soft, and you can touch it and it doesn't break off. On top of all of those things, the grief, the joy that I'm finding, the energy to get through the days that are hard. Today was a really hard day. I almost didn't come on here and talk because I had a meltdown 3 hours ago. But the fact that I could get on here because I have the energy from these products is mind blowing, and I am forever hooked. So that's my story.
Oh my goodness. I like, you give me chills every single time. And it just, this weekend was hard, and it was hard watching you go through the grief and suffering of this last weekend. I might cry a little bit. Oh man, it was not fun, but you are powerful and amazing. And what you're seeing with these products is life changing, and you want to change the life of so many people, and it's beautiful. So thank you for sharing and taking the time to get on here.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
Yes, Catherine, just love you to pieces. And again, your One Person Big Difference family here is sending you love and support as well. And those of you that are new to the family here at LifeVantage, that is one of the things that you are going to find that is just going to, that's going to be there for you forever. It's the family here at LifeVantage. It's the family that's going to be here to pray for you, to lift you up, to send you just all the support that's there. And thank you for those of you that got on that were nervous and scared, and you know, for Catherine, you know, a few hours ago, girl, it's real and it's hard and it's just, it's all the things. And your dear friend is so proud of you. She's lifting you up and she's smiling from above and is just saying, go for it, sister. You've got this. You are making a difference. And I know she's also the godmother of their little ones. So very, very impactful and beautiful. And I'm so grateful to have met you and hugged you in Iowa last week. The moment that I met you, I just absolutely fell in love. And I'm just grateful. So again, Catherine, one of those things would be life enhancing, altering for a human. Yes or yes? 2, 3, all those things, you guys. So we have to get out of our way and share, short and sweet, with conviction. And after this call, get off. If I were you, send a few texts, do whatever, voice messages. Oh my gosh, I just thought about you. I just heard this person share this. Short and sweet. It's passion, conviction, and we are here to make a difference in people's lives. I just love you all so much. Quick reminder, I know we went a few minutes late, but I think it was worth it, right? We have Axio sale for subscribers. Strawberry and grape. If you haven't seen that, reach out. It's for subscribers, $10 off. If you have one business center, 2 or 3, it can be on any of those. Convention, if you are not enrolled in convention yet, put in the chat who's going to convention. It's going to be crazy. We're hearing more updates from corporate. We're so excited about the things that are going to be coming. We as a company are growing like we haven't seen in, I don't know if ever. Numbers guy would know this. And then what was one last thing? Axio convention. I feel like there's one more thing. It's end of month work on performance club, you guys. Those of you that are in performance club, we are having our speaker on Thursday night. She was my Tony Robbins personal coach for a year, and she whooped me into shape regularly, and she is a gift, and you will absolutely love and enjoy her. So anything else, you guys? If not, we will get going. I know time is precious, and we're sorry that we went a little bit late, but we are grateful. And wow, I'm not doing this. You know, my husband is. So smile pretty. Oh, Tanya. And thank you all so much. Have a wonderful evening. This is on One Person Big Difference Facebook. If you want to go back and listen to it again and again and again, we're going to send this recording out probably tomorrow by the time that gets uploaded. And just know you are important. Your story is important, and the world deserves to know it. Thank you, everybody that shared. Thank you, everybody that showed up and took the time for yourselves and your business and the people you are going to impact. Bless you. Love you. Good night. Good night, everybody.